Welcome back, viewers at home. Now, tonight we'll be delving into the intersection of faith and medicine, exploring cutting edge medical breakthroughs and fostering spiritual growth and development that will be something that is, explored at the convention that will be taking place from the 11th until the 13th of July. And the individual joining us tonight from the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa is Suleman, who's going to tell us more about the 43rd annual convention and everything more for us to understand and how you can, inshallah, secure yourself a seat to this amazing event. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us. Mr. Suleman, I believe your mic is mute, but inshallah, if you can just start us off by telling us a bit about the convention itself and just give us a brief understanding on why it's taking place and what is the purpose and, expectations from the convention itself.
Yeah, just to give you a background of the Islamic Medical Association, we're in existence for over 40 some odd years, and this is now the 43rd annual, convention, Islamic Medical Association convention that we're hosting. What happens is we basically have, we host these conventions in 3 different centers. One is usually in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. Last year we hosted the convention in Cape Town and with the Federation of Islamic Medical Associations convention, and this year it's in Durban and on the beachfront at Telegeni Hotel, and then next year it'll be in Johannesburg. So the most important part of this is bringing together health professionals, Muslim health professionals, and one of the foundations of the organization, one of the pillars has been that we as Muslim health professionals are not really the healers. We are the instrument of the greatest of all healers, that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the important part of this program, effectively.
And with that being said, we know, as I mentioned earlier on, and you have so yourself to say, this is the 43rd annual convention being done by the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa. Can you tell us a bit on what exactly are you excited about, Mr. Suleman?
Well, we've had such a phenomenal response. We've got a phenomenal program. It's really an important event in the calendar of the Islamic Medical Association, all its members as well. And we've actually reached a point for the first time ever, where we oversubscribed. So, basically it's phenomenal. And our co-conveners have done, our convener and co-convener, Yasira Suleman being the convener and Dr. Iman, the co-convener, have done a brilliant job of putting this entire thing together. And we're really looking forward and excited to host all the delegates that are going to be joining us on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And for the first time, we've actually split the convention up into 3 days. We have Saturday, and Sunday, but this time around, we decided to start on a Friday evening with the initial plenary, which includes the Ahmad Al-Qadi Memorial Lecture. And then we have the full day on Saturday, ending with the gala dinner. And then on Sunday morning, we have a program at the Elengeni Hotel, and then we relocate to the Ahmad Al-Qadi Hospital for the rest of the program, luncheon program as well. So it's exciting for us because we've really, the team has done a phenomenal job, from the staff to the convener, the co-convener, and everybody else as part of this, our marketing manager, and they've done a phenomenal job. So we're quite excited to host this in Durban. On the beachfront, Durban's winters are so lovely that, people just want to be there for this convention.
And with that being said, outside of the beautiful views that, the beachfront has to offer for, all the attendees who will be making it to the Durban convention at that, can you tell us a bit in terms of what the attendees should look forward to in terms of the speakers or the workshops themselves?
Just the most important thing is the theme. This year we've chosen a theme, and the foundation of whatever we're doing over the weekend is focusing on the green environment, and the focus on keeping things recyclable. I mean, even we've got special bottles that we brought in for the attendees, so they don't have to use plastic bottles. So our co-convener, Dr. Mohammed Rahman, is very, very passionate about keeping things recyclable and keep it green as such, so that you're not affecting the environment as such. And I think the important thing to mention here is the theme of this year's convention. It's Islam, Iman, and Ihsan, which actually is excellence and ethics in healthcare. Call for us to reflect on what it means to serve with sincerity, integrity, and excellence not only in the clinical practice, but in every facet of our lives. And as I mentioned earlier on, I mean, the foundation of our organization is that we are not the healers, but the instrument of the greatest of healers, and that's important. So we don't heal; the Almighty does the healing, and we just intervene as His ambassadors, emissary as such. So that's important. Uh, we have from Friday night, we've got exciting programs in store, basically, and that's important for the attendees to know about it. For example, on Friday morning, we have Friday evening, we have basically the main speaker, which is Dr. Asim Yusuf, Sheikh Dr. Asim Yusuf, who's a psychiatrist from the UK who's flown in especially for this program, and so he's going to be involved in the program as such. So Friday night, there's a very good, multiple talks that we're having on Friday evening, and that's I can just mention it quickly. Um, we have, for example, the topic itself, the theme of the convention, Islam, Iman, and Ihsan. Sheikh Dr. Asim Yusuf will be talking on that theme. And then Professor Mohsin Ibrahim will be talking about the role of compassion and justice in Islamic healthcare ethics, balancing Iman, Ihsan, and modern medical practices. And this is important. How do we ensure that we are ethical in our dealings and just in our dealings with our our individual members and our patients as such, So that's critical and important. Then we've got Ambassador Rasul, and I think this is very important for the Friday night as such. His topic is focusing again on the topic that we have, but again he talks about living in a dangerous world, how the moral clarity emanating from Islam and Iman must graduate to the moral courage inherent in Ihsan. That's Ambassador Ibrahim Rasul. And we've got a full day program on Saturday. We've got programs on the medical topics. We have programs on pharmacy, panel sessions. We have physiotherapy panel sessions, students panel sessions. We have dental panel sessions, and of course we have optometric panel sessions. So it's quite a few topics on the weekend basically. So, for example, at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, we'll be talking about Dr. Yusuf Patel, Maulana Dr. Yusuf Patel. We're talking live to die or die to live, understanding death as a means to ethical living. And of course, our panel discussion will encompass the three panelists, Dr. Asim Yusuf, Dr. Yusuf Amir, and Professor Ibrahim. And there are many topics like that. It's quite for example, the 11 o'clock session on Saturday will be immunity reimagined from divine design to modern medicine. I think a number of people that I've spoken to says this is one of the best programs that have been put together for this weekend. For example, excellence in the immune system, value of life cause immunization, use of biologics in autoimmune. So there's a large number of topics on medical, but there's also, for example, what you call Islamic stream, where they talk on spiritual streaming and that type of thing. And it's not restricted to, not restricted to medical professionals. It's also, we're also going to allow the spouses to participate in that. Then we talk about tumors to tremors to thinning bones. For example, we'll have osteoporosis, we'll talk oncology, new trends and screening. We talk about neurology, the latest in Parkinson treatment. We've got Sharia principles considered for medical practice under spiritual streams, mental health in Islam, fiqh of halal and haram medicine. So there's so many of that. It's quite too many to mention on this program. But, those are the things. And, of course, we've got a full dental program on Saturday and Sunday morning. We encourage the dentists to come to the program because it'll be quite exciting and interesting.
And with that being said, just out of curiosity, and if Mr. Suleman can just indulge me in my curiosity to say, looking at how the conversation and the theme of the convention itself, can you tell us a bit on, the idea of collaborating and really just having, international speakers? What are some of the anticipation that, the attendees as well as the coordinators of this event are really trying to breed out in that sense?
Well, the whole foundation of this is ethical, how to practice, medicine in an ethical manner, just manner, be, conscious of the community and the community that's being serviced by. It's not just about finance, it's not about money. It's about being responsible healthcare professionals. So I think that's the foundation of this entire weekend. As you said, the topic is Islam, Iman, and Ihsan. Really, to focus on excellence and ethics in healthcare and ensuring we don't just focus on monetary gain, but giving the patient what he or she deserves, basically. So that's an important aspect of it. Uh,
And with that being said, and also running the risk of actually repeating myself, considering that it's all
yeah,
about, Islam, Ihsan, as well as Iman in that sense. Can you tell
yeah.
us a bit on, the idea of exploring faith and medicine? What exactly is, the benefit of delving into such a discussion? Because we all know that when we look at faith and we look at medicine, at times people tend to feel like, okay, they need to shy away from such conversations because they probably contradict or they assume that it actually contradicts with faith. Can you share a bit on the importance of really speaking to faith and medicine?
Yeah, it's important to believe believe that the belief in the healing powers of the Almighty. Of course, you can be treated by the medical practitioner or the health professional, but ultimately, the healer is the Almighty. So, I was reading something the other day, and it spoke about a child that was born, couldn't speak, couldn't see, couldn't walk, or anything of that sort. And this mother put a faith in the Almighty, and she made dua upon dua upon dua. Obviously, was involved in the medical care as well. And by the time the child was 5 or 6 years old, the child was walking. It was able to read, able to see, able to hear. So the power of faith is important for, I said, the doctors are not the ultimate healers. It's effectively the Almighty. So it's important for us to have faith. And of course, I mean, today we have so many different types of cancer that is coming up, and those that basically pray and make dua, there's a percentage of them do kind of come out of it, but not all, obviously. But again, that's important. So the faith part is very important from a healing perspective. It's always, often people say it's mind over matter as well. How positive your outlook is will determine whether you do recover or not.
After all, positivity, they say, is a form of energy at that. But Jazakallah so much, Mr. Suleiman, for really joining us and giving us a brief insight in terms of the convention that is that will be taking place from the 11th until the 13th of July. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. We would have loved to continue this conversation just to get our viewers in terms of understanding what, they'll be missing out in case they, can't make it. And for those who are, trying to find more information, what they should actually or rather are investing in. But Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Shukran for having us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers at home, that was Soli Suleman from the Islamic Medical Association for South Africa, sharing in on the 43rd annual convention. Hope you guys did enjoy that, and do check them out on their socials and get yourself a seat, inshallah. But for now, let's head over to a break. We'll see you just after this.